What's going on, Oh, we gotta get some light in here. Hold on. Bah! Bah! There you go. Don't know what that noise was. What's going on, everybody? It's your favorite dating coach, Elliot Scott, and as you can see by the title below, we're going to talk about, can you get a guy interested in your fine ass again once he's lost interest, right? Can you re-gauge it? Can you get it back up there to where he's chasing you? And of course, that depends. Now, if you haven't yet, which if you haven't, shame on you, bad. Please subscribe. Just click the red button below, along with the bell notification. I will love you forever. And if you want a session with yours truly, link is down in the description. So, of course, this is going to have a very gray area type of answer, very broad answer, but I am going to explain something so you actually get something out of this video. Now, of course, the answer will be, well, that depends. You know that already, right? That depends on the damage done, the damage control, if you're able to fix it, what has happened, how long it's been happening, what kind of guy it is, what he's looking for, the value you bring, the value he brings, right? If it's assets versus liabilities, is there any benefit to keep it going? So on and so forth, right? That long list. I should have just had a list going up of like they do in medicine commercials, right? They have it all down at the bottom and they list all the problems. Well, there's a lot of things and variables that go into this, okay? But to sum something up real fast, this is something I've heard from other dating coaches, so it's not me, don't quote it. I do use it, I do believe it 100%, and I have told clients about it before. I'm a big believer that once his interest falls below a certain level, right? And again, the number they use is 51%. I don't know what percent, whatever, but they say 51%. Once it falls below a 51%, it's no zone. Like, it's not going to happen ever again. And the reason I say that is, and I do believe this, is one, I mean, that's just really low. I don't mean, again, you don't think 50% is a lot low, but 50% is failing in school, right? Or in America it is. I don't know other countries, but America, 51% is pretty damn bad. So you failed. Secondly, it's not even worth chasing, because this, I guess this is why it can't work. It's because it's not even worth chasing, because the power dynamic is so different now. If his interest for you is down here and your interest for him is up here, you had the desire, right? You are going to try to negotiate something with him, right? I'm talking about the interaction, whatever it is. You're trying to get the guy back. Think of it as a negotiation. He has nothing to lose, everything to gain, because he doesn't care about the outcome. If he is still talking to you, he's along for the ride. If the girl desires the man so much, she's the one who has to keep it going. She's the one who has to make the effort. She's the one who has to initiate. She's the one who's going to fear or desire him so much that she fears losing him, right? So the power dynamic, if the guy just loses interest to a degree that's so low, it's just not even worth building back up, because you're going to do all the effort to try to make it work. Now, I'm not talking about, I know how the comments are going to be. I'm not talking about a guy playing games. I'm not talking about him making effort, or you making, no, I'm not talking about any of that. I'm just talking about a guy who's losing interest. And you're asking, well, you're not. The topic of the video is, can you get that back up? That's simply what this is about. It's not him being a douchebag or an asshole. It's just him not interested in you, right? And if that's the case, it's not even worth building, because the power dynamic is so in his favor that you're going to have to put a lot of resources, time, energy, effort, money, and positioning and power and all these investment, all these things to try to get it back up. And because it's so low, you're going to be doing it again and again and again and again, where there's no reason for him to again, here's another thing. Hey, get out of that. There's no reason for him to even date you again, because at that point, he's having his cake and eating it too. And I say this in every video, but it's true. He's having his cake and eating it too. If I'm not interested in you, right? And it's pretty, aware. It's out there, because I'm not making any effort. I'm obviously, whatever. I'm just not interested. Or I said something, or I said it's not going to work. Anything. but you're still trying, well, okay, well, then I know where I stand in your life, and you probably know where you stand in my, or vice versa. If you're still going to make the efforts and try and try and try, even though I told you, hey, I'm not looking for a relationship, whatever the thing is, right? It's going to, the guy's going to have a fun time, right? I hate to say it like that, but, and I don't mean it as a douchebag thing. Again, take the idea of guys being douchebags or pigs or pieces of shit or assholes or manipulate. Take all that out. I'm just purely talking about, can you get a guy to like you again once he's gained or once he's lost interest? Get out of here. It's just very hard to do. Okay, and I feel like if you're going to keep on trying and and making that work, then he's just going to have a fun time with that. Because why would he? You get what I'm saying? Like, why would he commit now? He's having his cake and eating it too. You're not going anywhere. You haven't gone anywhere. It's pretty set in stone where he stands, but you still stick around because you just can't leave you just don't want to drop the guy because you spent the last 6 months talking to him or a year talking to him, and he made it pretty clear, hey, no, it's not. But again, you don't take the hint, it's just not going to work. Okay, so yes, you can fix it, but after 51%, I would say, or after so much, you really can't. Now, women are going to ask me, well, how do you know it's at 51%? I would say when he's pretty much not making the effort anymore and not giving a shit. Now, that's on top of you making the efforts and he's still not giving a shit. So just because a guy pulls away a little bit doesn't mean he doesn't care. Just because you haven't heard from a guy in 3 or 4 days doesn't mean he doesn't care. It gets to the point where you're making the effort, you're initiating, you're wanting more, you're investing into the relationship, and he's not. And you can tell he's not. And you guys get in fights over it, and you might call him out on something, and he's just kind of like, hey, whatever, I don't care. He's not changing. He's not adapting. He's not, molding the situation. Not molding, but he's not adapting to the situation after you calling him out and after you stating the problems that, whatever, something like that. He's just like, well, whatever. Like, he just doesn't care. He's just like, whatever. Then if he doesn't care about the relationship, he doesn't care about the situation, he probably doesn't care about you, right? So that's where I would say it drops below 51%. If you want some clarity on that. So with that being said, ladies, after so long, I just don't think it's even worth it. You're just in a losing battle from there, okay? So with that being said, ladies, I love you. Take care. If you haven't yet, please subscribe. If you want a session with me right here, this fine piece of ass, you just click the link below in the description, and peace.